SEMA was a natural fit for the CRZ simply because it is a personal vehicle.
The Anvil Mustang. We won the Ford Best of Show Award.
This is the autonomous Audi TTS Pikes Peak that made the entire run up Pikes Peak without a driver behind the wheel.
I have our Synergy Series Camaro vehicle. The car was so well received, we had to bring it to production.
The Boss 302, when you take it out on the track, it's phenomenal on how well this car will handle.
Welcome to the Honda booth at the SEMA show. Behind me, I have a 2011 Honda CRZ. This particular vehicle has been put into concept form by Honda Performance Development. It's the CRZ Hybrid R concept. A lot of the modifications that we've applied to one of our CRZ race cars that we're actually going to race at the 25 Hours of Thunder Hill, turbocharged engine, upgraded battery pack, because this is a hybrid, puts it into a beautiful street concept. What we anticipate is that the CRZ is really the first sporty hybrid. It's the first hybrid to kind of combine the great fuel economy of a hybrid car with the sporty characteristics that people really want in a two-seat personalized vehicle. SEMA was a natural fit for the CRZ simply because it is a personal vehicle, and SEMA is the best place to show off everything for personalizing your vehicle. You know, from wheels to different paint jobs. We have a vehicle that's completely wrapped in flat black wrap instead of paint. We have people who have an active lifestyle vehicle in the booth with a bike on top and a surfboard to show that you don't need an SUV to do that kind of thing. We even have a gentleman who modified a CRZ to 533 horsepower, if you believe that, which is nuts. And he kept it as a hybrid vehicle. So you can still retain the green technology, get extra performance, make the vehicle your own in multiple different ways. You have base CRZ, 122 horsepower, fuel economy 31, city 37 on the highway, and CVT, which is an automatic transmission technology, 35 city, 39 on the highway. This vehicle, I can't tell you the fuel economy on the concept car, but the horsepower has been raised to 200 horsepower, 175 foot-pounds of torque. So we do expect an increased level of performance out of the vehicle. This vehicle was styled by Honda R&D Los Angeles, so we have a Los Angeles design studio. Has a very special paint. It's a 4-coat process paint in there. It's called Chrome Red. It's got a very strong metallic element in it. It really just pops. It's unlike any other red that I've ever seen. The reaction here at the SEMA show has been wonderful. Everybody's seeing this car. It kind of pulls at some heartstrings for people who love the old CRX. People, they just want to get one and do their own thing with it at this point. This concept car behind me was specifically made for the SEMA show, but when we were talking about what we wanted them to achieve with this vehicle, we didn't want it to just be a kind of a show queen car that shows up on a trailer and never gets seen again, never gets driven again. So this car actually has all the same guts, the same engine upgrade, the same battery pack upgrade as the race car that they're going to race at the 25 Hours of Thunder Hill endurance race. All of the body components are designed to stay on there when it's driven. They're not going to fly off with double-sided tape. It's a real car that's designed to be driven. So it's a concept car, but it's a concept of what you could do with all those race components in a fabulous street car.
Hey, this is Steve Strom from Pure Vision, and we're here at SEMA. It's just so exciting to see all the reaction, and one of the best reactions, we won the Ford Best of Show Award, which is a really, really big honor. The reactions that we got, they're kind of split. One is the high impact of the big changes, like, of course, the amazing JME and Meyer Racing suspension with the exposed coilovers. And, of course, this amazing, huge John Kazi Boss 429 and these gorgeous rims from EVOD. You have those big pieces, people going, wow, wow, wow. But once talking with people, or they start watching the car, start looking around it, and they start seeing the whole theme and how everything works together, those are the compliments that we get, and that's the most important to me. I want to walk you around the car, kind of show you how it came out, and show everybody what the car's all about now that it's done. Now into the grille. Remember, this was a 4-headlight car, and I wanted to diminish the inner light. So we took a Hella driving light, mounted it behind the grill area, took two grills, took this uncut area from the donor grill and integrated it here, making the original grill look like one long big piece. Working to the back, we got more anvil stuff, not just for the show car, but for the Mustang at home. Carbon fiber deck lid, rear spoiler, quarter extensions, and the flush fit rear bumper are all ready to go to bolt onto your stock 69 or 70 Mustang, not just our killer show car. Let's talk a little bit about the engine bay. First is this color. I actually found a late model Ford truck engine bay color, and it gave me what I wanted. I wanted a dark gray, almost black, that mimicked this raw carbon fiber. Now, carbon in natural light kind of goes to a gold hue. This, believe it or not, has a soft gold flop to it out in natural light, and it works perfect. Takes that color and do the whole situation in that background to make this John Kazi Boss 9 just pop out of this engine bay. Not to forget the crown. This is the factory air cleaner base and lid. Obviously, the sides have been highly modified to go into the cowl for fresh air induction. And we changed the original Boss 429 sticker. We made the color, our interior color, and obviously changed it to the correct cubic inches. But again, it keeps that real Ford flavor. Nothing's out of place, just changed a little bit. As I mentioned before, here's our wonderful little Best of Show award from the Ford Motor Company.
Closed captioning provided by
Welcome to the Audi booth at the SEMA show. Brad Sturtz, Corporate Communications Manager at Audi of America, and this is our first time here at SEMA as an exhibitor. Behind me here is the R8 V10 Spyder, as engineered by Stasis. So they got it up to 710 horsepower. They've got some pretty cool aluminum wheels on it and some other effects. So it's clearly been a showstopper for us here in our first year. We've had a lot of momentum in the last couple of years. We're going to have record sales this year of over 100,000 cars sold in the U.S., highest we've ever been. It seemed like now was a good time to capitalize on that momentum and really get people's awareness and tap into this side of the market. People who want to customize and personalize their cars, both at the dealership level or from the factory, or with aftermarket ideas like this one here. We have a lot of other technology ideas ranging from applications that will let you download and share the performance of your car. It just taps into the OBD2. We have a Q5 that lets you tune your exhaust sounds. You can sort of modify how you want your car to sound. This gets 710 horsepower, so it's a substantial boost from what the R8 V10 normally gets. And this is just a prototype, though. It's not something we're about ready to sell or Stasis has marketed yet. It's an interesting idea, and one of the things we're really doing here is getting people's feedback and the ideas that are really resonating and hearing what people say. This is a car that Stasis engineered just to show what the aftermarket can do. Different solutions with existing Audi vehicles. Here you have 20-inch aluminum wheels that are lighter than typical. They sort of have this sort of matte finish to them. They lowered the car even more than a typical R8 is, but you'll note that it doesn't rub too. So it's tight, but it doesn't rub. Then you have the carbon fiber touches like here on the rear view mirrors and in the front. Back here where the engine is, that's where the real story goes, which is 710 horsepower that goes from 0 to 60 in 3.1 seconds. The R8 V10 already does incredibly well the speed, but here you get it even faster with the modifications done by Stasis. This is the autonomous Audi TTS Pikes Peak that made the entire run up Pikes Peak, 12.4 miles without a driver behind the wheel. And it does it using algorithms and GPS. Essentially the computing power of no more than 2 laptops. It's pretty incredible that it can accomplish the complexity of a route like the Pikes Peak Hill Climb without a driver and just a couple laptops worth of computing power. On the top, you'll see some of the antenna that help it get the signals and keep it on course when it's underway. This is the technology that allowed the Pikes Peak TTS to accomplish the mission that it had this year, which was to climb the mountain. One of the cool things about this is it wasn't modified other than the computer technology you see right here with the servers. A lot of it's still using the onboard systems that you would find in any TTS on the road today.
Welcome here to SEMA. You're in the Chevrolet Camaro display area, and it's been a busy, busy place. My name is Cheryl Pilcher, and I'm the Camaro product manager. And behind me, I have our Synergy Series Camaro vehicle. Last year's SEMA, we actually featured a vehicle that was in white, and it was done in a similar way. Similar treatments with some red outlines on wheels, similar treatments with stripes and things like that. The car was so well received, we figured that we had to bring it back. We had to bring it to production. It's available in 4 different exterior colors. Cyber gray as it's shown here, black, white, and victory red. All of those vehicles will actually include the stripe packages as shown here in a silver ice flavor. The wheels will be 21-inch wheels. This particular, though, 21-inch accessory wheel includes a red outline, so it really gives the car a distinctive look. At the front of the vehicle, we have our accessory grille and the body color paint. On the front of the vehicle, we have our ground effects package painted to match the body color of the vehicle itself. And additionally, at the rear end of the car, we have our blade spoiler that matches the body itself too. This overall gives the car a very crisp, clean, very unique look and offers the customers a way to personalize their vehicle within the package in itself. We also have on the interior, it's a gray interior that features a detailed red accent stitch that kind of highlights the red outline on the actual wheels themselves. Overall, just a really nice package. SEMA is always a real interesting venue to bring some of our proposed concept cars. The audience here is terrific. They're looking to see what's new, what's different, how can I make mine unique? And it also gives Chevrolet an opportunity to assess what seems to work, what seems to trigger people. It's amazing the number of actual Camaro owners that come up to us and say, hey, I like what you've done with that. I want to do that same thing on my car. It just kind of feeds upon itself, gives us some good creative ideas. We have many members from our GM design team here with us. They're hearing the same input that we as Chevrolet are hearing as to what customers want, what they want to see in the future, and just where we can take the car. Here's a part of the Camaro Synergy Series model. One key feature here is this unique stripe. This stripe will always be painted in a silver color, so the stripe again is distinctive to this particular model. Models will also feature our accessory grille painted in the body color to match the actual vehicle itself. Along the length of the vehicle at the bottom, we also have our body color ground effects. Really gives the car a finished look where we take that body color and also put it right onto the ground effects themselves.
Welcome here to the Ford booth at the SEMA show. I'm Tim Vaughn, lead systems engineer on the new Boss 302 engine. And behind me here is the new Boss 302 Ford Mustang coming out in 2012. The Boss engine started 2.5 years ago or so, while we were still in the development phases of the new 5-liter coming out in the 2011 Mustang. Management came to us and said we would like to push the envelope and see what else we can pull out of the already awesome 5-liter. So we pulled together a team of engineers that have already worked on the 5-liter, cut them loose and said, what can we get accomplished? And this is what we came up with, the Boss 302 engine. The vehicle team says, hey, if you're going to have an engine like that, we need to supply a car to match it. very similar to what we did in 1969 with the original Boss 302. The first engines that we actually built went into Grand Am Boss 302R race cars. So we got the on-track credibility and development work that carried over right into this production car that you can buy at a Ford dealership. The new Boss 302 is very similar to the original Boss 302 in that it's track ready. It's been developed, the handling, the performance, suspension, brakes, tires, engine, powertrain, everything is developed for racetrack ready, go out, have fun. Same like the 69, but we've included all the new technologies, the 5-liter engine, twin dual independent VCTs, electronic throttles, coil on plug, spark ignition, all new latest technologies, but very traditional in the way we applied it and the way we went about designing the new Boss 302. The Boss 302 is much lighter than the original Boss 302. It's an all-aluminum engine, aluminum block, aluminum heads, composite intake manifold. The balance on the car is incredible. When you take it out on the track, it's phenomenal on how well this car will handle. We brought this car to SEMA to showcase. This is really the first time that the public gets to see the Boss 302 and the Boss 302 engine up close and personal. This Boss 302 behind me in the orange and black, that was a traditional color that you saw in 1969. The C-stripes, 1969 version C-stripes, a lot of cues that are taking us back to 1969. So they have the whole retro thing. The Laguna Seca version, which is basically a race car with a license plate, as I say, no back seat, upgraded suspension, upgraded tires, brakes. That is a car you buy from the dealer, drive it over to your local racetrack, and away you go. And you're out there blowing off everybody else that's out there. SEMA is about customers customizing their cars and making it their own. This is Ford's engineers' ability to customize our cars and what we would like. So it's really important that, we're here at SEMA. People are really excited to see this for the first time.
Closed captioning provided by